kids, Brian Trauman here, Pez Through the Ages. We've got a Facebook page, YouTube channel. I'd like you to check us out. Check the files section for all kinds of cool stuff. Today and today only, we're going to talk about the holiday Easter chick in egg A. These are all the variations, and I'd like you to pay attention to the shells. I'm going to teach you how to avoid buying a cracked one, as I have. First off, the interesting stuff here. There are 6 different variations, at least that I've got. We got the 5 different shell variations. There's light blue, medium blue. We've got on orange we have fuchsia, and on green we've got lilac. And I'll show you that a little bit closer. I do have another video. Can you see the differences? It might be easier to see with this guy. A little bit darker is the fuchsia. The lighter color is lilac. Lilac is the hardest to find. It's just that lighter purple color variation. And the orange is maybe my favorite. That's the cooler one. They're all non-foot. They vary from 2.6 to 3.4 on patents. They're all Austria. They're all a metal pin with a metal spring as the first generation of mechanism. They almost all have the secret one IMC. Typically we find the IMC over here. This one happens to have this vertical line just to the upper left of the P on 5 of them. It's not on this orange one. Is it this one? Correct. It's not there, and it's not there. Why? I couldn't tell you. It's also the only one, by the way, that has this yellow rectangle at the top of the stem, whereas all the others have a yellow oval. Tell me why that is, and if they're correlated, I couldn't tell you. But that's not really... Oh, one more thing. They're all one shadow, meaning on this side, there we go. We've got the shadowed Pez and the 3D look, but this one pops out. That's the no shadow. That's my favorite, by the way, in case you're shopping for me. Now, what's difficult about these, and it's not just an eBay difficulty, it's even an in-person difficulty, is the most fragile piece of these is going to be the shell. These are hard plastic, they're not flexible, and these things are from 1976. So they are 44 years old, give or take. Well, maybe give. Might be younger than that because they were in production for a little while. The second Easter chick B with the painted eyes didn't come out until 1992. Now, I don't know how long they kept these in the mix, but my guess is not for very long, given that they're all metal with the hard plastic. Now, the shell will crack easily. You got to be super careful of that. And what you'll notice, I'm going to put all these closer to one another, is that the shells, they're rarely identical. And these are so thin that in the molding process, you're not going to get a complete fill every time. And so you get some minor imperfections, but you can see the same pattern. See how kind of a, almost like a EKG or something, where the pulse kind of goes up big and then little, big and little, big and little, big and little, and then it follows with 2 medium-sized ones. Now this pink one doesn't have that. Is that a crack? Is it missing the top point of, are these 2 right here missing a point above it? Perhaps. All the rest seem to have it, or do they? For the most part, they do. So hard to tell. But what you'll see, let's just look at these 2. Same on this side, right? They're same kind of pattern. Little, big, big gap, big. Little, big, big gap, big. And so on. It's when we get to the back that I tend to find the most difficulty with these, because it's this weird... It looks like every one of them is broken, and broken in the same way. And I'll just spin this guy. Hold on a second. But it's also where the egg is the thinnest, right? It's all fat all the way around, top to bottom, but then you've got this thin little band. And that's the easiest place for it to crack. But these blue ones look like they're complete. It looks like a little something sticking up there. This purple one started complete, but let's take a closer look. Can you see that? This piece right there is fractured, and you can even see daylight through it. Do you see that? I'll zoom in for you in case you're hard of seeing, but it is definitely cracked. And when that breaks off, if it breaks off, it might look like part of the jagged shell. So you've got to be careful and take a look at all 6 of these to get a better sense of what you're really shopping for. Now here's the orange one where that same piece has indeed broken off. Take a look. To the untrained eye, you might say, okay, that's a chick in a shell. Sure enough, but look at this big swoop right there. You don't want any big swoops. You're going to get that same swoop right there on the purple, but you don't have it on any of the others. It's a swoop, all right, but nothing like what appeared right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the dark blue one, which is the easiest one to see the contrast of colors, and I'm going to slowly rotate it for you so that when you're shopping, you can tell what you're really looking for, because the blue, in my mind, is the perfect one. We've got the 4 points up front, turn to the side, and we've got 4 even, or 3 up front with a big one in the back leading to where the swoop would occur. I'd like to see a little bit pointier on that. We'll use this guy. 1, 2, 3, and a big. Then a swoop, but careful of the size of that swoop. You can even start to see the beginning of a crack here where you get another one. And then here's the back, 4 tiny little peaks. Okay, hopefully this helps you avoid some of the difficult mistakes with these expensive vintage Pez.